Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for being here. So, today I want to talk about confidence and how our confidence is pretty much broken apart every single day to proportions that we really don't even understand. That's a bulk of the normal psyops. Gano gato, my yellow cat. Um, so, it's just amazing because I think the reason we have all these problems with the world and literally problems in the sense that no one can come up with a solution is because of the lack of self-confidence. To be, as I've referenced in the other videos, a spiritual boomer, your self-confidence has to be broken. You don't believe in your own self. You don't believe in the inner authority. They believe in the authority outside of themselves. And the reality is there is no authority beyond yourself. All the answers, all the solutions are within yourself. And there's no going back. This is the only way forward. Again, the alternative is the cyberpunk dystopia, the Deus Ex dystopia that meets Animal Farm, that meets Atlas Shrugged, that meets Idiocracy. Welcome to Costco. I love you. We're right there. Well, the people who want comfort, who want to keep going with the system, who continue to vote, who continue to just, believe in money and have no vision. They don't have any want, any desire, any necessarily any output that they put into the reality. Everything is fed to them. And it all starts from the external authority. Once you have self-confidence, or go back to that, is kind of what I more want to say, because self-confidence is the natural state. You're curious, you're excited about life, you want to learn, not with this fear, with this looking around and asking for permission and doing things just because you were commanded to do them, even if you don't want to do them because you need the money. And I just find it crazy when I think about how today's people live. That, well, let's say you just buy everything in the supermarket, so there's nothing that you get that's from yourself. Like, worst case scenario, you got the chicken. The chicken's gonna give you the egg, man. You just have to be friends with the chicken. The same thing with the cow. You get the point. But the idea of everything has to be bought. Everything is from some external thing, from something artificial, rather from what's produced from nature. And everything that we get, to the computer itself, the raw materials, we extract it from nature, and we put it together from our understanding of nature. And we've become so detached that we believe out there rather from within. It is the within, well, the things that we imagine, that lives on onto the future. I mean, if you just walk around today's metropolises, it may sound like I'm dissing, modern life, but when you look at the great inventions that humans have done, they used to exist in the mind of one person. Maybe it came in a dream, and it took thousands of years to manifest. Little by little, collective work of putting it out there, going on, wanting something better for yourself, wanting to leave something for the next generation, teach them to commit to a vision that's beyond our own lifetime. And again, that comes from the self. Because from one, that idea now exists on a higher level, and we're all looking up at the idea. Now we're all connected. All these individual layers are connected to this higher idea now, and it keeps moving on and on in the layers of reality. So, to stick to the core of the subject with self-confidence, it's amazing how I see it, like, how it's affected me personally. But when I see it with other people, you know, it's an example I want to give that I should keep bringing up. It's like I should be very thankful the position I am right now with this property and this land, that I was taught erroneously by my authorities, like my parents, right? That we're in poverty, we don't have shit, and then like who has land and stuff like that, right? This is this property with this amount of properties, the right mind would have this yielding so much income for different things, right? Somebody else would just cut it all to the ground, build apartments, and we're gonna build a casino. We're gonna build a data center. No, but what I want here, this is kind of the bedrock of of this freedom project, you know. And I want to help people become stronger, free, independent. And I know that starts from my work, and that's why I'm putting out these videos. It's sounding silly, talking and putting it out there, but I know that this message resonates with someone else out there, and I'd be another me, so to speak, or someone better that needs to hear this and reminded, like, no, you got this, but you have to see where you're at, be grateful for where you're at, and then you see that, wow, the solutions are right there. If once you get in that mindset, and that's what I was referring to earlier, the default mindset is the self-confidence. And that we find it in a state of being grateful, of being happy, of being curious, of being creative. And it may seem like I'm hammering it down, but that doesn't come from outside. It comes from within, the kingdom of heaven within, the divine spark within. That as within, so without. So if we're able to change ourselves, because we cannot change these other things that way, then we influence reality in a different way. Then I could start planting things here, organizing it in a certain way, having different animals, where the water is, where these plants are. I organize where the shade could come in, where the sun, where there's shade, where there's sun, irrigation, all of that. And that has to come from the creative mind. So, as I was hinting, what am I working on? I'm working on um, the Fear Transmutation Camp. More like I started with Rapture, but here's where I'm at. So the idea is with this, we're going to come here, well, not this one, to our mountain camp. And over there in our land, we're going to camp out there. We're going to learn from the land. It's not just networking, but we are going to forge a brotherhood so we can build things, build skills together, network, train martial arts for real, because that's a big thing. And that's, I think, is a huge, important part of overcoming fear, becoming stronger, and going through the martial path will teach you a lot easier how to deal with these type of difficulties when it comes to dealing with it physically. Like when you get hit, you're getting hit, you're scared or you're angry. But let's stick with fear this time. How do you deal with and process it? Everyone feels fear, but if you know how to navigate with the fear, you can turn it into a weapon that makes you stronger. So I don't really understand all these fucking camps. They having dudes do this shit with the racket. You got a guy yelling at them. I don't believe in that shit. You come over here. You pay me money. We're going to come live out here in the mountains. You're going to farm. I'm putting the apiculture stuff. So I need to make sure that people at least learn the apiculture. Let them learn the farming. But I want to bring people who have different skills. So we can skill trade. If people want to move out here permanently, enable them a way to find how to buy land. Going back to the spot over there we're going to do canyoning. We're going to do a lot of hiking. There's some waterfalls with nice pools to hang out. It's a great camping spot. It's about 171,000 square meters of land in the mountains here in Jarabacoa, and piecing it together so we can do other things again, like like I said, the canyoning, horseback riding. And if you want to fight MMA, kickboxing, or boxing, make that happen. Not necessarily essential, but practicing martial arts is a big part of it, because this is the path of the warrior philosopher. So this is what I'm building, and I'm putting it out there again to attract the right type of people. Let's come together. Let's use our spark to build a big fire, reject the world of the pleb, and live the values that we want to live, which is truth, freedom, natural law, respect for other people's sovereignty. And if you're down with that, let me know. Comment. Check out the free Fear Transmutation Manual. And soon, I'll be putting out more information, like a form, so you can keep on top of when that's coming and come train with me here in the mountains. Harold here, the Warrior Philosopher channel. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have an amazing day. Stay strong, stay training. Os.